Alright, so you came here because you're not satisfied with how you're playing your notes when you're improvising, and you feel like you're playing kind of a lot of wrong notes and it just doesn't sound really like something real. So let me first start with saying there's no such thing as wrong notes. I want you from now on think about this in terms of creating tension and relieving tension. So you have notes that sound more tense over the background, and you have notes that are sounding more consonant, that's the term for that fit more into the background music. So if you think in these terms from now on, everything will make much more sense. But now let's get into the stuff that I want to show you here. This is just a scale position, and the green dots mainly here, they outline, the green circles, they outline the minor pentatonic shape along with this one here. Let me just circle that one for completion so that we know what we're talking about. Here, this one. And gonna delete this. So everything in a green circle is just a minor pentatonic shape if you play it in the 5th fret, so that's familiar. And the black dots, they belong to the G Mixolydian scale shape. Don't worry about what this means for now. It's just basically the C major scale started on the G string. So we have G, A, and B. This is a C here. This is another C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A, B, C here. So now, if you're improvising, generally there's two different approaches that we can fusion together so that they help you to create nice sounding phrases and melodies that fit to the backing track. There's on one side what I call the intuitive side. On the other side there's the intellectual side. So you have those two together, and if you mix them together and you can use them both for your purposes in improvising, then you will come out with very good results there. And I'm going to show you now first the intellectual side, and then I'm going to show you a more intuitive approach, so that when you combine both of them, yeah, you will come up with pretty cool phrases. So here we go. Now let's say we have a backing track that plays A minor and F. Those are the chords. So A minor, F, all over, all the time. Now the chord notes for this one here are A, C, and E, and the chord notes for F, for the F major chord, are F, A, and C. So let's quickly compare those two chords here. If you look at it, there's two notes in common, the A and the C. So, and one note is different, the F and the E. And whenever you're playing any pure major or minor chord, everything you play will just consist of these three notes. So if you're playing the open chord A minor, you're only playing A, C, and E in some order. And if you're playing the F major chord, it will be only F note, A note, and C notes in the chord, just in some particular order, but it will just come out like that. So now, what sounds, or what is usually perceived as wrong notes, is when you use your scale here, and the note that you're playing is not one of those notes. Let's say we're playing over the A minor chord, and you're playing anything different other than A, C, or E. For example, a G note, that will be perceived as rather dissonant. So, for example, we have a G here in the 8th fret. This will be the 8th fret on the B string. If I play that over an A minor chord, here is a G. You hear that this note sticks out. Now on the other hand, if you're playing an A, C or E note, then it will fit into the chord and it will generally sound more pleasant. So if you're playing the G note and then you're resolving it to an A, that will sound like more first you have tension and then you release the tension. So you hear that if it's still keeping ringing in your head, that this A sounded much more pleasant after I played the A minor chord here. So that's the intellectual side. Now what you have to do is you have to get clear what notes do you have here in your scale position. So I told you this is, for example, an A here, this is a B and this is a C and so on. So now let's get rid of those green circles, because now I think, nope, I didn't want to get rid of all of that. Control Z, give me back. Okay, here, I quickly had to bring it back, so let's remove those green circles so that they're not so distracting anymore. Now, here's what we focus on. Let's focus on these 6 notes here, starting on this E note here. This is the 5th fret on the B string. This note here, this sound, and so this will be an F, G, A, B, and C. And I'm gonna start the backing track, a little one that you can also just follow the instructions below this video, or if you're watching this on YouTube, go to the description, click the link there, and you will find everything you need to know. So here are the fret numbers again: 5, 6, 8, 5, 7, 8. They're referring to these strings here. And I'm gonna focus now. The backing track will have these chords here, A minor, F, and I'm gonna focus on trying to play consonant, and I'm gonna focus on these 2 notes here, because this is an E note, this is an F note. So let's start with this. And before I start this, I wanna make sure that you have the right frame of approaching this, right frame of mind, because I don't want you to get overwhelmed with this, because there is a lot to do, like a lot of notes to do, but just take it in small steps. If you every day focus just on 1 or 2 or like 2 notes together, then you will manage to get this and a very good feeling for how to play this in a finite amount of time. So let it be 2 weeks, whatever, or even 2 months, doesn't matter. But after those 2 months, you will never struggle with this again. So take it easy, take it 1 step at a time, and then see how your abilities improve. Now, so E note and F note is what we're focusing on. I'm gonna start the backing track here now and give you a little example. So first we have A minor now. That's the F chord. And you hear that when I stay on the F, now it sounds pleasant again. But now I play the F over the A minor chord, and it sounds pretty sharp because it's very dissonant. Now the F chord comes again, and I'm gonna resolve the tension to the E. So here we have F, A minor, wait for the F chord once more, F, now A minor comes up, so that would be one example how this tension and resolve thing can be used. And if you're going through this a bit more note by note, then you will find that your feeling develops more and more for this. And the good news is, if you can already tell that something sounds wrong in your improvising, that you're hitting wrong note, that is actually a huge step already, because you already have the ability developed to know that something sounds off or not. So that is a huge win for you that you can already pat yourself on the back for, because when I start this with my students, they don't know in the beginning what they're doing, and they just have to start paying attention to this and start listening to just build those connections in your head and to just learn what to listen for. So this is already a very good step for you. You have done that step already, that's what I mean. So this is very good. Now I'm gonna go into the more intuitive side, and I'm gonna show you how you can train your intuitive side of improvisation first. So that I'm going to show you the intuitive side so that you can also train that and put it together with the intellectual side, and then hopefully come up with very nice phrases. So here is what we do. I want you to isolate just one string here. Let's say we're playing only on the B string, so we play the notes E here, 5th fret, 6th fret F, and this is the G. Now, this is what it sounds like. And we're gonna do something that's called echoing, or also you can call it forecasting what you're playing, because what you want to do is you sing your phrase a little bit before you play it. So you don't have to be a good singer for this. All you have to do is try to be able to sing the right pitch, even if your voice doesn't sound great like my singing voice. I'm totally not a good singer. So what you have to do is only sing, for example, ba ba ba. This is all you have to be able to do. And you can put on the backing track, and then you try to sing a little melody just with those 3 notes first. We will expand later, but you take those 3 notes first and experiment around with this. So that once you have sung your phrase, you will play it on guitar, but you have to first sing it and then play it. If this is too difficult at the moment, try to play a phrase and repeat it 3 times in the same way that you played it. That would be another option, and you can use this with the pentatonic as well. This works as well. So that is your exercise, trying to just excerpt a little part from the scale and try to improvise with your voice over that, and then playing it on the guitar. This also works if you want to incorporate phrasing elements like hammer-ons, pull-offs, and string bends, especially, and vibrato. So this will help you do a lot better phrases. So this is how you can train this, because once you have an idea in your head and you know how to bring it to the fretboard, this process just gets faster and faster, and eventually you don't need your voice anymore, because you're just hearing a phrase in your head and you know instantly how to play it. And this is one great exercise that will help you with that. And if you want, as a free bonus with no strings attached for you, I will put a little document here in the bottom of the page, or if you're watching this on YouTube, go to the link in the description, and I will give you a little overview over a scale shape like this one, where it's indicated what notes you can play over which one, and also there are gonna be some little exercises. I know exercises are boring and everything, but when you do those exercises, you will know much better which notes fit over which chord. So that is what I have to offer you here. So I hope you take me up on that, because it will help your guitar playing for sure. I know it's not necessarily very sexy offer, but this is just putting in a little bit of work and get a very good return from that. Also, you're gonna have a backing track then to download, and yeah, that will all help you then become a much better improviser. So have fun with this and keep practicing, keep up the good work. I will see you later.